London schoolgirls believed to have left the country to join so-called Islamic State have crossed the Turkish border into Syria.
Well, the families of the 3 teenagers have made several appeals for their return, but it's unclear what, if anything, British or Turkish authorities can do if the girls have made it inside Syria.
Well, joining us is counter-terrorism and security specialist Dr. Evan Lawrence. Thanks very much for joining us. If they have gone into Syria, what are the chances of them being, if they want to, getting out again?
Very low, unfortunately. We're looking at a situation where if they have actually crossed over and are now in the hands of ISIS, that they're going to be very highly controlled. All of their usage of any kind of internet or phone will be taken away. Any forms of communications will be highly, highly monitored, and they'll be most likely kept under lock and key.
So, obviously they're not the first girls to go out and do this, and have we ever heard anything from anyone who's gone out? Because there was the Scottish girl who went out, who may have been in touch with them. Yeah,
there's still some debate as to whether that was actually her or whether her friends or other people were posting on her Facebook page in that instance. So I think there is some precedent for people returning from Syria and women getting out, but it's a very low kind of possibility, and it's very unlikely.
I imagine that the police will be doing the forensics on the computers and all the rest of it, but it's not even clear who they were meeting, is it?
No, I think at this point, all we know is that they've actually gone out and have now crossed the border. We don't know if they had specific things lined up ahead of time. There's a lot that we don't know about what happened.
There have been people who've gone out to fight for Islamic State who then discovered it's not what everything was cracked up to be, so to speak, and then have come back. So is there a chance if they were lucky and they felt they wanted to come back that...
Well, I think if they can get out, then we have a responsibility to the girls to then help them come back and be reintegrated into society. Because what you find when people go down, about 99% of them get down there and it's not what they were sold and it's not what they want, and they come back very disillusioned with the process and with what's going on down there. And so you have a small window to really help them get reintegrated and get back into society, which is where you see some of the programs that the government is kind of proposing would take place in de-radicalization and things like that. But at the current moment, it's a mandatory arrest violation for them. So
it's not a great inducement, really, is it?
No, unfortunately not.
Do you think, from what you've read into it and know, that we know they're straight-A students, we know they're very young.
Yeah.
Do you think they were specifically targeted or particularly vulnerable?
I think they're probably both. That, it only takes, a fight with a parent or a boyfriend or something like that, really, when you're that age, to seem like the end of the world. And then, we've had, child grooming cases and things like that going on in the past. It's the same kind of situation where, they may have had a vulnerable moment and then, on top of that, been targeted by radicals to come out and be jihadi brides.
Okay. Dr. Evan Lawrence, thank you very much. Thank you.